Hi, I'm Grace Speroni, and welcome to Conversations with the ERC5. Today, my guest is Jill Strain from Western Mass Wheelers. Jill, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
I am super excited to have you here. I loved it when we connected and you shared your story with me. So would you share that with our audience? I love how this all came to just happen.
Yep.
So beautifully.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you for having us. So Western Mass Wheelers provides bike rides for older adults in the community. Mm-hmm. We've been developing our program over the past several years, and it's been a journey for me personally. So it actually started many years ago when my mother was suffering from dementia and was in an assisted living center, and there were no outdoor activity options for her. And as an avid outdoor enthusiast, it was really kind of a challenging time for us. Mm-hmm. And kind of fast forward a few years as I started to think about my career, and I was at a pivot point. I wanted to go into the next chapter to do something for the community. And when I was in northern Maine, we did see a similar program up in Acadia National Park. Mm-hmm. And I knew at that moment that this was an initiative and where I wanted to focus my attention. Mm-hmm. It was so compelling to see outdoor activities for people who would not otherwise be able to participate. And ever since that moment, which was about 2 years ago now, my focus has been on developing this nonprofit. We spent about a year putting together all of the foundational elements, getting our nonprofit status, building a board for us. And then once that was done, we pivoted towards fundraising. And over the last year, we've been able to raise enough money for our first adapted bike, which we received in August. And we were able to go out on about 80 bike rides in the last few months of the riding season, which has been an incredibly positive experience. So overall, it was a multi-year, process and journey, but we're really thrilled of where we're at right now.
I think it is such a beautiful thing that you're doing. Coming from senior living, that is just so needed, because we forget that, as our seniors age, sometimes there's health issues and they're not able to be out there walking, enjoying the beautiful nature that is all around us. And it's so important to them to be able to get out there. And I think all of us can understand that, because who doesn't love being on a bike ride or out for a run and you feel the wind on your face and it just feels so amazing and you feel so grounded to the earth and all of that. And it's so wonderful to be able to give that back to our seniors so they still have those moments, just in a different, it's being delivered in a different way.
Absolutely. What we know is that seniors or older adults who are living in assisted living centers or at home have limited abilities to go outside and experience nature, either because they simply don't have access, or they have chronic illnesses or age-related changes that prevent them from being outside. But we also know that there's a way to help them. Because not having that social connection, not having the ability to be out in nature does deteriorate overall well-being. And what our program offers is the opportunity to change that. We know that when you're outdoors for 30 minutes a day, the overall well-being improves. And our ability to take people out on bike rides is fun. It reminds people of being a kid it again. They have the wind in their hair. They're joyous.
Yes.
They're excited. And that excitement lasts well beyond the ride itself. We've talked to many of our activity directors who comment that the excitement has extended well past the event, and they talk about it with their family. They talk about it for days to come, and they're excited about us coming back. And that just brings joy for us, and it brings joy to our wheelers.
Yeah. You're just sharing so much happiness
Yes.
with everyone. And it makes us a more inclusive community. We forget about that sometimes. You know, we want everyone to experience all the beauty that is around us. So what better way to get folks out there and they get all that natural sunshine and everything else, and it's an experience that stays with them for a while. And we have so many beautiful areas to highlight in our area. Like, what are some of the places where you do take the seniors when they go on these bike rides?
Absolutely. So our bike rides have ranged anywhere from 5 minutes to up to 45 minutes. The shorter rides, we're taking individuals right from their assisted living center or a senior center, and we might just simply take them for a bike ride around their immediate community. And that's wonderful for them, because then they get a chance to just have just a short time out on the ride and get used to the bicycle or the trike. Our longer rides have been out on the rail trails, so we've been able to take advantage of the rail trails, and we've taken individuals out for 4-mile rides, lasting about 45 minutes, and they're thrilled. Their family members are overjoyed. And comment about how this is the fastest and longest they've been outside for decades. And we're very fortunate to even have family members come and join us on the bike rides. So now we have one individual had her grandchildren out biking with her, which has never have happened for her. And she was overjoyed, commenting about how beautiful of a ride it was. And that's what we're doing is giving individuals an opportunity to be out and experience things that perhaps they wouldn't have otherwise had access to.
Yeah, what a beautiful memory that family just created that they'll cherish for always.
Absolutely.
That's so awesome. I love that. So you have one bike now.
We do, yes.
So where are we going from here? Ultimately, how many bikes would you like to have? And where do you see Western Mass Wheelers continuing to grow?
Yep. So we're actively pursuing 2 additional bikes for the 2026 biking season. Our demand has far exceeded the single bike that we have. Everyone is very excited about it. Yes. And we want anybody in Western Mass who is unable to pedal independently to be able to get on our bike and go out for a bike ride. Western Mass is a big geographical region, and so we know we need a number of bikes to be able to cover that. How many specifically, we'll have to figure out. But we imagine having hubs located throughout Western Mass where there's a team of volunteers, several bikes, and a trailer where we can then go to every assisted living center or meet anybody where they live or gather and give them a bike ride. And so I think that's our, logistically, that's what our long-term goal is. But I think you touched on something that's even more important, is that we want to change what healthy aging looks like in the community, and systemically make changes with our care facilities, or what the expectation is of what should older adults have access to as they grow older. Yes. And that's one of the other things that we're really focused on is not just this is not just bike rides. It is about changing our culture and our community to ensure that older adults age healthy in our community.
Yeah, and we have just so much beauty around us. The rail trails, Forest Park is just gorgeous. Can you imagine someone having grown up in that area and now all of a sudden you know what's there and you want to experience it, but you haven't been able to because mobility-wise it's just not happening. And now you're opening up the door to all of this. It's just, I think it's phenomenal. It's such a wonderful thing. And I am so excited that you're doing so well, because that's something too. You are a fairly new nonprofit, and this has really taken off.
It has, like I was saying, we certainly have more people that are interested than our one bike can handle, and why we're actively looking to expand our fleet, because we do know that there are so many folks out there that would take advantage of this program. And what we're trying to do is, as you mentioned, Forest Park, there's wonderful locations all around, and we're looking to actually add to our programming some birding and biking activities where we would meet individuals at designated places to go out with one of our naturalist friends and do some birding programs. So we're planning on doing that in several of our communities.
The possibilities are endless.
It's
this
really
is so exciting.
Yes.
And I wish we had more time, but quickly, you do have a ribbon cutting ceremony coming up, and of course our viewers can check ERC5.com, because we will be putting everything up there. But give us a glimpse of what's ahead before we have to say goodbye.
Yep, absolutely. So we have our inaugural season ribbon cutting event on May 7th. That is open to the general public. It will be housed in East Longmeadow, and all of the information will be on our website. And you can certainly look for more information at www.westernmasswheelers.org or on our socials, where we will share all of our information. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody out on bikes.
I'm excited. I will be there, and I'll keep watching what you're doing, and we will be sharing lots of this on our social media, because I think it's just so invaluable what you're doing, and I am beyond grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us, Jill.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us for Conversations with the ERC5. If you would like to be the next guest here at Stonegate Studios in Wilbraham, go to our website, ERC5.com, and you can register there.